Imagine waking up at 4 a.m., not to hit the snooze button or scroll through emails, but to hand mill flour for a batch of artisanal cereal you're making from scratch, while wearing a $2,000 silk gown and not a single hair out of place. It's a scene that has captured millions, but it's also a scene that feels like it's happening in a vacuum. Have you ever noticed that in the world of Nara Smith, there are no friends? No messy brunches, no frantic group chats, and no girls' nights that don't look like a high-fashion editorial. Today, we're peeling back the pristine layers of the Nara Smith phenomenon to look at the fake friendships and the calculated isolation that makes her the most polarizing figure on the internet. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how this perfect image is built on a foundation of curated loneliness and why that's exactly what her brand needs to survive. Nara Smith doesn't live in the same reality we do. She lives in a perpetual cinematic masterpiece. When you watch her videos, you aren't just watching a recipe, you're watching a performance of the perfect woman. But here's the kicker. Every performance needs a stage, and Nara's stage is suspiciously empty. In the world of social media, relatability usually comes from seeing a creator interact with others. The Get Ready With Me videos often feature a best friend in the background or a mention of a night out. Nara, however, exists in a vacuum. This isn't an accident. By stripping away the noise of actual human friendships and social circles, she creates a godlike persona. If she had a friend over who spilled wine on the white rug or cracked a joke that wasn't scripted, the spell would break. She isn't just a cook, she's an icon, and icons don't have brunch besties. To understand why Nara's social circle feels fake or non-existent, we have to look at the trad wife movement she's often lumped into. The traditional housewife aesthetic thrives on the idea of community, church potlucks, neighborhood bake sales, and sisterhood. But Nara flips this. She's a high-fashion model married to a high-fashion model, living a life that is fundamentally elitist. The friendships we see are strictly professional or familial. By keeping the camera focused solely on her and her immediate family, she avoids the messy contradictions of her lifestyle. If we saw her hanging out with other elite models in Paris, the homemaker illusion would shatter. If we saw her with normal suburban moms, the high-fashion illusion would shatter. The result? A lonely, beautiful island of content. In the attention economy, mystery is more valuable than transparency. Most influencers overshare to the point where we know their coffee order and their therapist's name. Nara tells us nothing. By maintaining an image where she has no visible social life outside of Lucky Blue Smith, she forces the audience to project their own ideas onto her. Is she a victim of a restrictive lifestyle? Is she a mastermind CEO? Is she an AI? This lack of social context creates a curiosity gap that drives millions of comments. Every time someone asks, does she ever leave the house, or who is she actually friends with, the algorithm does a happy dance. Her fake or absent friendships aren't a social failing, they are a calculated SEO strategy designed to keep you questioning her reality. But here is where it gets interesting. Nara actually does have friends, but they aren't people. They are brands and aesthetic peers. If you look at the comments, you'll see a digital sisterhood of other high-tier creators like Bella Hadid or major fashion houses. These aren't friendships based on shared memories, they are strategic alliances based on shared aesthetics. This is the new friendship, a transactional bond where the only requirement is that you both look good in 4K resolution. It's a silent sisterhood where support is shown through a heart eye emoji from a verified account rather than a late-night phone call. This reinforces the idea that Nara is part of an exclusive tier of humanity that the rest of us can only watch through a glass screen.
We can't talk about Nara's social isolation without talking about her husband, Lucky Blue Smith. In her narrative, Lucky is the only friend she needs. This us against the world dynamic is a classic trope that resonates deeply with audiences, but it also serves as a protective barrier. By making her husband her primary co-star, she avoids the pitfalls of influencer friendship drama that has ended the careers of so many others.
Think about it. How many YouTube empires have crumbled because of a bestie breakup? By keeping her circle limited to her marriage, Nara ensures that her brand is drama-proof. It's a closed-loop system where the only people who can let her down are the ones she's legally bound to. The fake aspect of Nara's image extends to the labor itself. She makes everything from scratch: gum, bread, sunscreen, but we never see the cleaning. We never see the mountain of dishes. We never see the nanny or the house staff that a model couple of their stature almost certainly employs. This hidden labor is the ultimate fake friendship. She wants you to believe she is doing it all alone, fueled only by grace and expensive skincare. By removing the help from the frame, she creates a standard of perfection that is literally impossible to achieve. It's a visual lie that suggests you don't need a support system if you're just good enough at being a woman. This is the most brilliant part of the Nara Smith strategy. She makes you feel like her confidant. Because there are no other friends in the frame to compete for her attention, the viewer becomes the silent observer in her kitchen. This is a parasocial masterclass. When she whispers to the camera about her cravings or her children, it feels intimate, like she's sharing a secret with you. But it's a one-way street. You aren't her friend. You're a data point in her engagement metrics. The fake friendship isn't between her and another influencer. It's the illusion of friendship between her and her 10 million followers. She gives you just enough hominess to make you feel connected, but stays far enough away to remain an enigma. Nara Smith is the final boss of the individualism era. While she preaches traditional values of cooking and family, her content is the peak of modern, self-centered branding. Traditionalism was historically about the village, the grandmothers, the aunts, the neighbors. Nara's version is the village of one. It's a hyper-sanitized, luxury version of domesticity that discards the community and keeps only the outfits. This is why her friendships feel fake, because the very concept of a trad wife without a community is a contradiction. She's selling a lifestyle that looks like the 1950s, but functions like a 2026 tech startup. So what happens when the mask slips? Occasionally, we see a glimpse of a real human moment, a slight smirk or a chaotic kitchen tip, but they are few and far between. The reality is that Nara Smith is a character played by Nara Smith. The fake friendships are just a symptom of a larger truth. In the world of high-stakes digital branding, being real is a liability. Being perfect is a product. As long as she remains the solitary, beautiful queen of her kitchen, she can continue to sell us a dream that we know deep down isn't real, but we can't stop watching anyway. At the end of the day, Nara Smith isn't selling recipes. She's selling an escape into a world where life is quiet, beautiful, and completely under control. Whether her social circles are fake or just hidden, the result is a brand that has redefined what it means to be a homemaker in the digital age. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the psychology of the perfect influencer, you're going to want to check out my next video on how the clean girl aesthetic is actually a billionaire's marketing scheme. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a breakdown of the internet's most mysterious stars.